Hello and welcome back to my channel, and I'm here to share another swap video. This is a swap that I created for the Cowgirl Chic swap, and this is hosted by the Cheeky Bumm here on YouTube. And we were to create a tote or a box or a bag or something for to house our cowgirl chic items in, and I created this box between my silhouette and Cricut. I spent, I don't know, a long time trying to find an SVG of a bag. I wanted a bag. I didn't want a box. I kind of wanted a bag box, I guess, and I couldn't find one, and I couldn't find one big enough that I wanted, so I ended up for the first time creating my own SVG, and it incorporated the elements that I wanted in my boot box bag, and one of them was the glitter stars, and if you can see here, I did the stitching around the outsides, and it's just the dash lines that I added as an offset, and the double stitching that you find on a boot. And then the other thing I wanted was I wanted it broken up so I could put in the stars, and I used this is it's a glossy kind of shimmer paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I liked that shade of pink. And then I had this alligator reptile paper in my stash, so I generally hoard this, and I only use it for special projects, and I thought this was pretty special, and I was real excited about it. And then I added some more of that pink paper down at the bottom, and this thing is like almost 12 inches tall, and it's about 3 inches wide. And let me tell you, never again. This was a beast to put together. And I don't have any more to say about that. I'm surprised it didn't hit the wall more than once, but it came out okay. It's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but it's the best I could do with learning what I had to do to make what I wanted. So I hope it passed muster, and I hope Lacy likes it, and I hope my swap partner likes it, because I made a swap for Lacy too. So I'll put that aside, and we got to choose from categories to pick something out of the list, and I don't have the list handy, so I'm just going to show you what I made. And Lacy's been doing reveal videos for this swap, so if you wanted to see the list, she usually posts it up on her video reveals, so you could check it there. One of them was to make 4 bows. So I made 4 bows. Let me zero in. And I made them out of faux leather. And this faux leather from Hobby Lobby reminded me of the disco balls, like the little mirror tiles, so I used that. And this is a double bow, and this is some black glitter faux leather, and this is from a wooden die that I bought on AliExpress, because I like to cut through my faux leather with a wood die. And then I made them in pink, and then on each one I have this little silver boot charm, and I attached a little I think they're called diamantes, I believe, or some version of that. And the crystal is housed in a little setting, kind of like a ring would be. And I thought that gave it more dimension, and it stood out more. So I attached those to my charms. So I made 4 boots. So that was the bows that I made. And then another thing we were to create was either a banner or a memdex or a wand, something like that. We were to make 2. So I asked Lacy, and she said that we could mix them up. So I made 1 banner, and then I made a wand. And this is the banner I chose. From the bottom, I put a little disco ball charm and a tiny tassel. I cut out of glossy cardstock clip art that I found on, between Etsy and Creative Fabrica. And I cut out my own, and I put a glitter layer behind the hat, just slightly larger. I do resin, and I made these UV resin stars, so I used those as a decoration that stood out. The same with the saddle and the horseshoe. That was a mold from Temu. And then I just put some rub and buff stuff on those to make highlight because they were black. And there's a bandana clip art and a silver layer underneath it. And I added some stars from a punch that I had. And then I also made a layered tassel from that pink shimmer paper and just from some silver cardstock, and attached that. So, and I put that on a lobster clasp so she can take that off if she finds it distracting and use it for something else. So that's my banner. Oh, and I put some pink plastic chain on here so she could hang it. And the next thing I made to go along with that, the other thing was a wand. So I made this wand using more of the cardstock clip art that I cut out. And then I have a little cow button that I think came from Hobby Lobby. Some more of those silver stars. I added some stickles to these cactus. There's another one of those resin, a couple more of those resin stars. A cow print bow. And this is layered up all on foam. There's a rosette and other layers. And then here's I put a pink pom-pom at the bottom. And this is a silver holographic straw from Hobby Lobby. And it's encased in a plastic straw from Hobby Lobby. So it makes it really, really sturdy. And this is the plastic straw. And it's big enough that you can put your straw inside. And I just glued that kind of down when I put the pom-pom on. So that isn't going to bend or break or go anywhere. So that was a great find, and you can find both of these at Hobby Lobby. Let's see, another thing I made was the memory ducks. It was a memory ducks or an ATC. So I chose the memory ducks, and I made a shaker. And I have some sequin dice in here and a couple of horseshoes that I cut out with a die. Some more of that cardstock clip art, and I added stickles wherever I could. This balloon cluster, I covered that in glossy accents, and I added some little gemmies. I put a satin little bow from Hobby Lobby on the Cowgirl hat. And that's it. This is the boot actually from the box, and I just created it in a smaller version and added an inset to the boot to make the shaker part, the shaker frame. So I used I got two out of my troubles for the boot and boot box and for the mem ducks, and then I put my information on the back as required. And then along with that, I try to always add a little memduck stand. And this is just a resin piece. And there's just two pieces that slide together. And then you can sit your memory ducks on here. Now, unfortunately, this is heavy to the left. So in order for this to stand, you have to center the boot and not the bottom of the mem ducks. Otherwise, it's just going to topple over. So it looks more like this when it's sitting. So I made that. Then we were to make a beaded item. So I ended up making two, because who can resist beaded items? And I used the Scrap Diva Designs Stanley tumbler die, another one of those clip arts, and I made a tumbler charm out of resin beads and that wire coil that they come on, and you can unscrew that and put it on your tumbler or your coffee mug or whatever has a handle that you want to put it on. So I hope that they like that too. And then the other thing I made was a pokey. Well, it's not a pokey. It's a, let's see if I can get it out of here. Sorry for the crinkling. I made one of these embellishment tools that with the wax on the bottom that you pick up your gems with and your beads. And on the other end, it's got the metal thing that you move your gems around with, and use this cute silicone bead and these other bubblegum beads. So I added that to my beaded requirement, and I hope they like those. Everyone seems to have a pen, so I try to find other things that people might not have. And then one of the last requirements was cards, and one of them was 3 note cards. So I made 3 3x3 note cards, and on my bow I added one of those little resins from that mold. That's a cowboy hat. I just added some silver pen on there and added a little he/she bead charm. I created this box, and I used it's a We Are Memory Keepers acetate pack. It's pretty old now because of different color polka dots, so I used the hot pink for that. And then I made, to go with my note cards, I made some wax seals. See, and they're on a glue dot, so you could take them off the acetate and put them on your envelopes. And then the cards are this cow print paper I printed from Creative Fabrica. And we were to make 3, so I just made 3 different card fronts from the clip art. And then the last thing I did for that was I made these cow print envelopes, and there's 3 of those. And one of the last things I made, it wasn't a requirement, but I like to make shaker bits. So I created these boxes, and this is like a sequin disco ball paper that I printed. I think this was from Etsy. And then I made some UV resin shaker pieces. And in this compartment, I have boots, and there's just 4 colors, and they look like this. They're just tiny little boots, and you can put them in your shakers or use them as embellishments, whatever you want. So I have those. I'll just put these aside for now. And then in the next, trying to keep in frame, next compartment, I have horses. I have these little horse heads, and I have white horse heads, and this is hard to do through a phone. Little black ones. Third compartment, I'm trying to do is not have these end up on the floor. I made cactus and a few shades of green, and they look like that. You can get the idea of the shape. And then in the last container, I don't even remember what they are. Oh, they're cowboy hats. And I made some silver ones with mica powder and some pink ones. Just trying to show you the shape. They're terrible glare. They're little cowboy hats. So I hope they like those and find a use for them. And then the last thing, I just added some little fun gifts, and I got these little bog bags on Temu, and there was a collection of these little I guess they're gibbets. I don't know what they're called, but they're little bog bag charms. I think you put them on Crocs too. And in each one of these, I included a chapstick and one of those Dollar Tree hand sanitizer sprays. And there's a couple other little goodies that I'm going to add, like stickers and whatnot. And I also found these cute socks, Cowgirl chic socks. And I'm going to add a pair of those for my swap partner and Lacy. And I hope they like it. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you come back again. Thanks for watching. Bye.